And now we are very honored to have with us our mayor, Mayor Quan of the city of Oakland.
Good morning. Okay, you know, when I was looking at my old high school yearbook, and they asked you, what did you want to be when you got out of school? And I said I was considering working for the United Nations, and being the mayor of Oakland is a little bit like working for the United Nations. We're a city that speaks 130 languages. We are a refugee city. Every time that there's a war or a need for refuge in the world, it seems that we get a small part of that community. And so I want to remember that spirit of the UN, and this week that the City Council has decided to extend help to Central American children who've just arrived in Oakland and are looking for help to seek refuge. And so that the spirit of the United Nations is one that looks for world peace and that tries to protect children around the world, whether they're in our own borders or they're abroad. So we've been very proud, and then you've probably heard some of this history, to have been the first city to fly the United Nations flag here, and to remember that, and to remember that in 1995, if you look at the City Council chamber, that there's one blue flag to the far right, that in 1995 we started flying the UN flag in the City Council chamber to recognize our important role. And I do want to thank Barbara Lee for her representation in the United Nations. What better city to have a congressperson to represent the voices of cities and of regular American citizens. I want to thank her for that. I want to thank, so another little thing that I thought I'd talk about rather than the regular things is, as the mayor of Oakland, I've been leading the international committee for the U.S. Conference of Mayors. And very recently, there was a very important World United Nations conference, and it was a conference on global warming. So all of you know what global warming means in terms of the survival of the planet and the opportunity to keep our city, which is one of the greenest cities in the country, in the forefront of fighting against global warming. And we have a global warming plan, so if you're looking for a research paper, take a quick look at the city's page. But I was asked to go and represent U.S. cities at Rio about 2 years ago at an international conference. So what we're finding more and more is that the United Nations provides an opportunity not just for world leaders, but for local leaders to come together. And on some issues like global warming, local leaders are making, and cities are making more progress than our nations as a whole. So again, we're happy to represent and be an active part of United Nations activities, and we're very happy to have one of the most active UN associations in the country. So thank you very much, young people, for coming. I hope you'll learn a little bit about the country whose flags you're holding today, and I hope that we all together in Oakland, I will bet you that you can find representatives of each of those countries right here in Oakland, in a city that speaks at least 130 languages and who really is proud of our diversity and our differences and how that makes us a stronger city. Thank you.
We have something special for you, Mayor Quan, and also for the representative of Congressman Barbara Lee, Sandra Andrews. You are truly our best friends, the Friends of the United Nations, as well as the Friends of the United Nations Association. So we would like to give you one of our pins to make you at least our honorary member and representative. So this is a flag pin of the United Nations flag and the flag of the United States of America. You can see that we are wearing our pins, and these are available up at our table as well. Thank you again for coming and for showing it and staying, yes.